Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sarah Speaks, your go to podcast for motivation, leadership, business, and transformation. I am your host, Sarah Isangbedo Ajose Adiogun. As part of our Winning Big in 2025 series, we will be diving deep into a theme that is at the heart of business, career, and life success. We're talking about intentional leadership. I'll just talk to us about 4 pillars of intentional leadership. What are the 4 things that you need to do for you to have intentional leadership? You are intentional, you are purposeful, you know what you want to do, you are proactive in doing it. It is intentional, means it is not by mistake. It is not an accident. It is a plan. You must have a plan to succeed. If you do not have a plan, you are going nowhere. My late father used to say that if you do not know your destination, you cannot plan how you will get there. So you need to know where you are going for you to plan the road or the pathway that will get you there. And that goes to the first pillar of leadership. There must be clarity of vision. You must know where you are going. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 tells us, it says, write down the vision, make it plain. You cannot have a vision as a leader that your followers, your staff, your organization does not know about. What do we want to achieve in our business? And what part of it are we achieving in 2025? What is our first quarter, second quarter, third quarter plan for this business, for this organization? The vision must be clear. Clarity of vision is key if you must be intentional as a leader. You cannot lead intentionally if your destination is unclear, because you need to be able to drive a pathway to achieve it, to get to your destination. Clarity is key. The second pillar is consistency in values. People must know you for who you are. Many businesses fail because the business owners do not have clearly defined values. You believe that if I cut a corner here or I shortchange there, I'm doing very well. What you forget is that the people you are dealing with, you need their business for the long term if you will succeed sustainably. When you cut corners here and you shortchange here, you have lost a customer. You have lost an ambassador. You have lost a commitment to say, I will continue to do business with you. And that is where values become very important in business or careers. Your leaders in your organization must be able to trust you. They must know what you stand for. When you start your business, you must define the values with which you will do business, and everyone you do business with and all those working with you must know what those values are, and they must commit to keeping those values, because it is those values that will define who you are and will define your altitude. People will know you for who you are and they can vouch for you to say, no, this person, this business, I can vouch for them. You can do business with them. You can trust them. So your values must be known, but much more than that, they must drive your decisions. Your decisions must be based on the values with which you do business so that people can trust you. In the book of Daniel chapter 1 verse 8, it tells us that Daniel purposed in his heart not to defile himself. So it didn't matter how wonderful the food was from the king's court. He refused to eat it. He decided that he would just eat vegetables. He would not eat all the wonderful servings from the king's court because he had decided not to defile himself. And that was the reason he became as great as he was. We still talk about Daniel today. We still talk about the mighty miracle, how God delivered him from the lion's den. If he had compromised himself for his values, or he didn't know who he was or what he wanted or where he was going, it's easy to take the shortcut. It's easy to take what you believe is the easier way out. But when you are definite about your destination and where you are going, it's easy for you to make the hard decisions, to make the sacrifices, because you know that in the long term, if you delay the gratification today, the outcome in the future will be much greater than the shortcut you wanted to take today. So, we've spoken about 2, clear vision and consistency in values. What is our third pillar? The third pillar is commitment to growth. For you to be an intentional leader, you must be committed to growth. You must read. You must listen to podcasts. You must be intentional about your growth, whether academically, whether professionally, whether spiritually. You must be intentional. You must commit to it. There must be consistency in growth, because what got you to where you are today will not take you to the altitude that you want for tomorrow. And the Bible also tells us in Luke chapter 2 verse 52, it says that Jesus grew in knowledge, in stature, and in favor with God and men. He grew. You cannot remain static. You shouldn't be retrogressing, but you cannot remain static. When people say, oh, I have been on this level, that level is not consistent. In fact, you are retrogressing, because the people behind you will come and they will overtake you, and you feel you are still where you are. But the people before you are growing and growing. Before you know it, you'll find out that you are at the back of the pack. You must be committed to growth. You must be a reader. You must be a learner, because the innovations that will take your business forward, the decisions that will take your business forward, at times you really don't know it at the beginning. But as you learn and as you grow and as you implement decisions day by day, you will find out that growth becomes inevitable, and your business will definitely grow, because you are consistently feeding it and you are consistently innovating. Nobody innovates without knowledge. It takes knowledge to innovate properly. And the fourth thing is that you must have the courage to act. Many people have wonderful ideas. Those ideas remain in their head. They do not do anything about it, and they will never get the dividends or the gains from implementing those wonderful visions, dreams, and ideas that God has given them to better their lives and their situations. The courage to act. I always ask myself, what is the worst that can happen? Yes, I will fail at this, but I will learn something. Every failure comes with learnings, but you learn and you move on. Don't let the challenge of yesterday immobilize you today. Constantly, every day, you must rise up to the challenge. You must have the courage to act. You must have the courage to make decisions. You must have the courage to move forward. And the Bible tells us that fear is not of God. God has not given us a spirit of fear. He has given us a spirit of boldness. We are children of the lion. We are bold as a lion. Intentionality without action equals to zero. The Bible tells us that faith without works is dead. It's in the book of James. You might have all the faith, you might have all the vision, you might have all the purpose in the world, but if you do not take action, you will not achieve anything. So yes, all we have been saying is very good, but until you have the courage to implement the plans that will deliver your vision and your purpose, you are not achieving anything and you are not going anywhere. So, 4 pillars. What are those 4 pillars? The first one is clarity of vision. The second one is consistency in values. The third one is commitment to growth. And the fourth one is the courage to act. If you work on those 4 pillars, I assure you, definitely success will be yours at the end of the day. So let me ask you, are you reacting to life, or are you deliberately designing your leadership journey, your career trajectory? Is it intentional, or do you just believe that as long as I'm busy, it will somehow work out? It needs to be planned. It needs to be intentional if you want to succeed. Another question is, are you leading from a place of purpose? What is the purpose for your leadership? What impact do you want to make? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What reputation do you want to build? Are you intentional about your leadership journey? Are you intentional about business success? And what are you doing about it? And the third thing is, when people experience your leadership, when they come in contact with you, what experience do they have from that interaction with you? Is it one of clarity? Is it one of consistency? And is it one of compassion? I don't have the answer. You do. And we must learn to answer truthfully so that we can take the action that will enable us to become a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday. So, how are you leading? And I'll leave you with this quote from John Maxwell. He says, our intentional living is about living your best story. Are you living your best story? Or are you just making do? I don't know. But it's about living your best story. You must be happy in what you are doing. You must be intentional. You must have a plan. You must have a purpose. And as you execute it every day, it comes with this inner joy. It gives you purpose for your life, purpose for your living, impact that you are making. It gives you that energy to consistently continue to move on. So, what kind of pathway are you taking? And what is your leadership journey all about? If you answer those questions truthfully, I am sure that you will have the answers that will enable you either move forward with more energy or decide to make the decisions today that will ensure that you are walking the path of intentional leadership and achieving your purpose, your aims, and your vision for a better tomorrow. Not just for you, but for your community, for your society, for your family, for our nation, Nigeria, because we need more intentional leaders to make Nigeria a better place, not just for you and I, but for our children and our generations yet unborn. Let us remember that as leaders, our lives is a story. People read it and it can change their lives. It can change their destiny. It can change the trajectory of their journey in life. What are people reading in your life? Is it one that will inspire them? Or one that will make them depressed and dejected to say, I really don't know what this is all about. It's about the energy you bring to the room. And it's about the values. It's about the clarity. It's about how your life changes the life of the people that are around you, so that they know that there is a hope for a better tomorrow. As a leader, whether as a parent, whether as a boss in the office, whether as a career owner, your life, your leadership is inspiring someone else. Let's ensure that we are making the right impact and that influence that we have over the life of others is intentional to birth the desired outcomes. Ephesians chapter 5, 15 to 16 says, be intentional about how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity. And that is all about life. Make the most of every opportunity. Make the most impact on the most number of people. And that, my friend, is what intentional leadership looks like. If you enjoyed today's episode, if it resonated with you, please like this video, share with a friend who needs to hear this message. Share with your children, share with your staff, share with your colleagues. Because together, by intentional leadership, we can birth a better business, a better career, a better organization, and a better Nigeria. Until next time, be intentional about your journey. Thank you very much.